What's up everyone, it's Reese and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about calculus, more specifically limits, algebraically, and limits on a graph. Let's go. So what is a limit? Imagine you're walking towards a door, getting closer and closer every time, but you don't ever actually touch the door. That's what a limit is. It's approaching a value, like where the function is heading, as we get super close to a point on an x-axis. It's not about what exactly happens at the point, but what the y value is getting closest to. Let's see how to find this in two main ways, graphically and algebraically. First, let's look at a graph. Picture a function like f of x equals x squared minus 4 over x minus 2, and we want the limit as x approaches 2. Here's how it works. Step 1, find x equals 2 on the graph. Step 2, trace the curves as you get closer to x equals 2 from the left, like x equals 1.9, and from the right, like x equals 2.1. You're getting as close as possible to the value 2, but you're not quite hitting it. Step 3, what y value is the graph heading towards? For this function, you'll see it's getting close to 4 on both sides, so therefore the limit is 4. But there's a catch. If the left and the right sides aren't the same y-axis, the limit does not exist. Think of the graph like a jump, like a broken bridge. You might see a hole in the graph at x equals 2, but the limit is still 4. It's about where the graph is going, not exactly what point. Got it? Okay, so now that we've gone over graphically, let's head into algebraically. We're using the same exact equation, but no graph is needed. We're still looking at the function f of x equals x squared minus 4 over x minus 2, and the limit as x approaches 2. So step 1, we're going to try plugging in x equals 2 into the function, and we get 2 squared minus 4 over 2 minus 2, and that equals 0. Using our first case, we have to factor. If the limit is ever equal to 0, then you know you did something wrong. So we're going to factor the numerator, x squared minus 2, which equals x minus 2 times x plus 2. So the function becomes x minus 2 times x plus 2 over x minus 2. We'll then cancel the term x minus 2, and you're left with x plus 2. Now, we'll plug in x equals 2 to x plus 2. That's 2 plus 2, which equals 4. There you go, the limit is 4, just like the graph told us. So here's a quick recap. Graphically, you trace the curve to see where it's heading. Algebraically, you plug in or simplify to find that same number. Both ways work. Here's a practice problem for you. Find the limit as x approaches 1 for f of x equals x squared minus 1 over x minus 1. Pause the video, try it out, and see if you get 2. I wanted to further explain on the topic of limits. So here's a number line with 1, 2, and 3 on it. These are the big steps to 1, to 2, and the 3, right? Big steps. Here are the medium steps from 1.5 to 2.5. They're not touching the limit of, let's say, 2, but they're getting, quite close to it. But now we have this small steps where that's going to be 1.9999, or on the other side of the spectrum, 2.00001, as shown in the video. Okay, so now let's say we have a graph that has the y-axis of 2 and the x-axis of 2. So our limit is 2, our x value is 2, so they're both 2, right? And we have a breakage point where the limit would be, but we're not supposed to touch it, right? So then we have these small numbers being 1.999 and 2.0001, getting very, very extremely close to the limit, but not ever touching it. This can be with a bunch of decimal points or maybe even just one decimal point. And lastly, just to reiterate, we don't touch the target value, right? With the limits, we have numbers that get very close to it, but never really touch the target value. Here's another example from the number line. 1.99999 is so close that you would round up to 2, but we're not rounding to 2. We're keeping it at that value, because if it was a limit, that means that point does not exist. That's where the point does not exist, right? So it can never touch 2, but gets very close to 2. Well, that's it for limits today. I hope you learned a lot. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe and turn on post notification bells. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace.